Hello there, kia ora. The greatest trick Winston ever pulled has been riding the success of the Gold Card for almost 20 years. Some sort of magic bullet that senior citizens for years have considered the only thing they need to know about New Zealand First to seemingly pledge their support through all the flip-flops, culture war BS and Trumpian populism while selling off the country tiny bit by bit while claiming that they're also against foreign ownership of the country. A research last month showed that for some idiotic reason, New Zealand First voters both see themselves as the most negatively impacted by the coalition, while also weirdly thinking that voting for them again is somehow going to stop the things that they are doing while they are part of the coalition. Yes, it's dumb, but logic often escapes a lot of New Zealand First supporters. So I thought to myself, what has this one party done for senior citizens while they've been in coalition? You know, their core base, and it's been their core base for close to 40 years. And it won't be much of a shock to learn that the answer is, well, sweet fuck all. But they have made things harder for a lot of people. Let's start with that cost of living crisis, the one that the Prime Minister promised a laser focus on. During the 2024 budget, the one that we were promised significant tax relief would be coming in, well, Grey Power noted that for couples on super, they got an extra $4.30 a week, or just over $2 per person. This wouldn't even cover the increased cost of butter over the preceding 12 months. The winter energy payment hasn't had an increase since 2017, but the cost of power has gone up between 5 and 12% over the past 2 years, with a $10 increase in April last year for lines charges and network infrastructure investment. And Gold Card holders were promised a 50% rates rebate, but only up to $1,600. And in a lot of places that had to have exponential rates increases due to years of underinvestment or government-mandated costs, I wonder who voted for that have driven up rates. This year, budgeting organisations say that even with expanded eligibility, the increase in many places was too high for the rebate to cover a large amount of relief for senior ratepayers. Then there's the health and aged care sector. This is an area where seniors are exponentially more impacted because of increased use needs. Cuts to frontline medical services have seen increased wait times for elective surgeries like hip or knee replacements and for specialist consultations. Increased costs for primary healthcare providers, even though subsidised for seniors, is still increasing in costs. The cost of that subsidy is not kept up with medical inflation, which means a shortfall in funding from seniors visiting clinics, which can only be met by charging more. And there's a major crisis with aged care funding happening under New Zealand First Minister Casey Costello's watch, an estimated shortfall of 12,000 beds over the next 8 years due to an ageing population. But the funding formula is going to lead to the closure of smaller facilities, which leads to what we call bed blocking, where seniors are basically dumped in hospitals because there's no dedicated care options available to meet their needs. And seniors who are renting don't have specific protections or subsidies, but the number of renters are increasing. In 2022, that was 20% of seniors who are renting. By 2048, it's expected to be 50%. Seniors renting are also still at risk of changes like the government allowing the landlords to cancel agreements without notice. There's no variation on accommodation supplements for those on a fixed income with super while renting as well. And for those in retirement homes, there's been reform there which doesn't do enough apparently to address capital gains issues or exit fee holdovers which exploit senior citizens. There's even changes like tightening eligibility rules for super, which the government claim is to stop fraud, but it's also been known to lead to payment delays for people living abroad that are eligible for super, and shifting towards digital first services like online applications for grants or license renewals is known for marginalising people over 65. Even the announcement this month of shutting down post offices within communities where a lot of seniors go to pay bills will disproportionately impact senior citizens. Then, on top of all of these specific issues, the government's other changes which impact us all also impact seniors. Their culling of funding for public transport, for example, means more private vehicles on roads, which costs more in petrol, and seniors are statistically less likely to use public transport. Seniors have an increased likelihood for needing disability support, and cutting funding to organisations like Total Mobility impacts them significantly. Even issues like record high levels of unemployment and business liquidations and the record mass exodus from the country can lead to more problems like seniors being asked to support family more financially or leaving them without nearby family to help look after them if the need arises. But hey, Winston got seniors discounted coffee on the occasional cafe while he and the coalition he is very much a part of make decisions which impact seniors in ways that may not always seem direct, especially to those not facing the issues themselves. But they do all add up. A lot of the policy around seniors which disproportionately impact seniors is written like 65 is some kind of expiry date. And of all the MPs who know this isn't the case, Winston, who at 81 has spent the better half of a century in Parliament as an MP, should know this better than most. But the decisions he's making as part of the coalition don't seem to show that. As a minister, he seems happier to rant on Twitter about why he should be allowed to use a platform whose AI is known for creating objectifying materials of minors while throwing shade at his coalition partner, than actually finding ways to use his position to help senior citizens in tangible ways. Oh, hey there, podcast listeners. Thanks for checking out today's podcast, whether that's on video or audio. I really appreciate it. And I did finally get around to doing a podcast end tag, which I've been meaning to do for a while instead of just taking you onto the Facebook version. So while you're here, why not hit that subscribe button so that you can get updates coming in directly every time there's a new episode uploaded. Just seems like a really simple way to keep up to date with all of the crazy that's going on. So yeah, give that a shot and I'll talk to you soon.